My name is Donald Sweetback Archie, original founder of Westside Crip. We're at St. Andrews Park.
The world famous St. Andrews
The
Park.
world famous St. Andrews Park, where it all began for the West Side. West Side truly never had a leader. Most of the time, when things went on, there was a collective agreement on what was going to go on. Myself, Donald Archie, Stanley Tookie Williams, Ricardo Bub Sims, Cuz, Erskine Mad Dog Jones, Ricky Henderson, Adam Harrison, those were the originals.
And what year are we talking about?
68, 69. Craig Munson was somebody that I know myself and Tookie, we idolized, because this guy was so masculine, so refined in so many ways, man. It was, and as a younger person, you know, we wanted what he had, you know, the size, the definition. So more than anything, Craig Munson was a lot of East Siders and West Siders. We all looked up to him. You know, he set precedents for gangsterism. That's what I definitely remember about Craig and Donnie Boy and Boo and Teddy Bear.
You're the one that actually brought Tookie to the park.
Yes.
And so that means out of all those West Siders that was in that circle, you're the first one to know Tookie.
Sure, definitely.
How'd that encounter come about? This is before Westside Crip was in effect, right?
Well, Westside Crip was moving forward, but we didn't have a title. It came about one day when one of my comrades had a mutual, had a fight with somebody in the hood, somebody that didn't Crip, but had a big mouth. And I guess he didn't know who he was messing with. And my comrade asked me and another comrade to go with him, just to make sure everything was all right. And when we got there, I noticed this nice little chunky guy standing around like he was, being a bodyguard or something. I don't know what he was doing, but I asked him what was he there for? And he said, dude asked him to come out here with him. He's getting ready to get into a fight with somebody, and he didn't want to be jumped. So I came. I'm not, it ain't my business. I'm just here, I guess, like you're here. This is what he said to me. And after the altercation, we talked, shook hands, and he asked me, did I want to go and help him steal a pit bull? And I agreed, because I've been a dog man all my life. I love dogs. You know. They always say that a dog is a man's best friend. Truly my best friend, and was just truly Tookie's best friend. He loved dogs. He jumped over the fence with this full-grown dog chained up, and he brought him to the fence and he handed him to me. And truly I was afraid, but it's one thing about dogs, you can't let them sense that fear.
Okay, well, let's back up a little bit. Where'd you go to elementary school at here in LA?
I went to 87th Street School, which is now LaSalle Avenue.
Did any of your friends from 87th Street Elementary become Westside Crips?
Oh yeah.
Like who?
Tyrone Birdon, who rests in peace, who later was killed in Chino prison. His cellie stabbed him 27 times. Erskine Mad Dog Jones.
So you went to elementary school with Erskine?
Oh yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. He rests in peace today, you know, and I was there at his funeral. Actually, I wrote a poem for him because I didn't see him much when he was sick. He died of cancer. He didn't die from any bullets. And that's another thing I would like to reflect on. Most of the guys that were original Westside Crips that have gone on died from natural causes. I went to Horseman. I went to Henry Clay. I went to Bret Hart. And finally, I went to Jacob Augustus Reese, the all-boy, bad boy school. If you were anybody or had any clout, you went to Reese in those days. The first encounter I really had, altercation, was with Raymond Washington. And at that time, I didn't know Raymond for who he was. We had a swimming pool there. We were swimming, and I went underwater, and when I came up, I noticed everybody really hurrying to get out the pool, and then I heard this voice, loud voice, saying, "If you don't get out the pool, I'm gonna kick your ass." Well, I saw the guy, but I didn't know the guy, so thinking internally, I just said to myself, I don't know him and he don't know me, so I hope he's okay with the people that have already gotten out the pool and not really trying to hassle me. And that wasn't the case, though. He tried to dunk me, and we wrestled, and Coach Brown, which was the coach at the time, ordered us both out of the pool and took us into a padded room. And Coach Brown asked each of us, did we just want to shake hands and leave it like this, or did we want to settle it? And we both said we wanted to settle it. We wanted to settle it, you know, mutual combat. And we had our differences. We fought. After that, we shook hands, and I didn't see him for a while. I started hearing his name, but when I was at Edison Junior High, which is further on the east side, I had a situation with the guy in noon league football. It was a flag football game, but I don't grab flags. It always jammed my fingers. But I hit this guy and knocked him down, and to my surprise, I found out the guy I had knocked him out. And everybody was saying, I didn't know who he was, and everybody kept saying, oh man, you in trouble. You knocked out Big James Miller. Big James Miller? I know nothing about no James Miller at this time. And I said, I don't care who he is. You know, that's how I play. And everybody was telling me that after school that I was gonna have to deal with him and probably some of his homies, and I was okay with that. That day after school, I was standing there waiting, and all of a sudden somebody started hollering, oh boy, he went and got Raymond Washington. Here comes Raymond Washington. And I remembered the name, but I knew that the last time I was around Raymond Washington, there was no conflict. To my surprise, Raymond walked up to me and we embraced each other and we got to talking. And he said, man, what's going on around here? And I told him the situation. He was like, oh, you the one? And I said, yeah. He said, man, I just talked to James. Man, James ain't tripping that. And a few minutes later, here comes James Miller, and we all stood there and talked, and people were surprised because in the midst of all this, earlier that day, when people told me that I should leave school, I went and I made a phone call. And I called one of my homeboys, A.C. Harrison, Cuz, and Took. I told them that I had a situation over here and I might need some backup. So when me and Raymond and James Miller are standing there conversing, here comes Took, Cuz, and AC. So we just had a nice little conversation. To many people's surprise, they really wanted to see something. But I guess, you know, in life, real recognize real. And that's basically what it was.
So you and James never fought that day?
Oh, no.
Now,
no.
for those who don't know, James Miller is considered one of the founders of Harlem Crip.
Exactly.
Way over by Jinker Park.
Exactly.
And I think they call it Harlem because he came from New York.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And I think
No, Big James from Godfather, excuse me. Godfather, Harlem Godfathers.
So everything ended up fine that day.
Oh yeah, we were okay. Yeah, everything worked out well. Like I say, you know, real recognize real. I don't care what region, what stratosphere you're in. Real recognize real.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.